So there you go, guys, on YouTube. Here is a video of Liam Harrison's golf lesson. Myself, Rick Shiels, down here at Quest Golf Academy. If you are new to Liam's channel, Liam is trying to get down to 5 handicap, playing off 7 at the moment, and been working on his game and also documenting it for his progress on YouTube. Now, hopefully, we can give Liam something to smile about, because of recent videos, he's smiling now off camera, but on recent videos, he's God, you think the world was ending. We've worked on his swing really nicely today. We've given some simple ideas. If you followed last lesson, it was very much the idea of introducing a wrist hinge early in the swing. And I gave Liam a drill to hinge the club vertically up to waist height and then turn to the top of the backswing. And that was really giving him a real good sense and feel of what was necessary in the wrist hinge to get to the top of the swing. Now, that's probably about, what, 4 weeks ago, Liam? Longer? About 4 weeks ago. And I've been following him, and I've been watching him on his YouTube channel, and I've been seeing that he's kind of been taking that swing idea to a whole new level. And certainly in the takeaway, taking this club initially straight out away from the ball, but not because of a wrist hinge, literally because he's either lifting his body straight up or just lifting his arms up. Very different to the idea that we wanted to try and create. So it's sometimes hard to see that, because after such a great session last time, it's like, oh, where's that good work gone? How's it got lost? And Liam's been what he's been admittedly saying, struggling with this movement, and I can see why, because the drill that we put in last time was just a drill. It was just an idea to take to the driving range, to practice, to work on. On the golf course, you can't take such a ridiculous drill out onto the golf course. It's too risky. So this is the start of today's lesson. Sorry the camera's a little bit, what's the word? The contrast isn't right. I just needed to change the camera setting, but this was the first swing we took today. We see initially, as soon as the club moves away from the ball, it moves outside. So the heel now is over the top of the golf ball. Not good. Not a position we want to be in. And that was him feeling like Liam was using his wrist to hinge up, but it wasn't. Because what would happen, as the club would continue to turn, the club would just drop behind himself again, which was the whole idea of why we introduced the wrist hinge. This is why we're trying to fix this wrist hinge, because the takeaway, or the top halfway in the backswing and the downswing, these shaft angles are too separated. I'm again apologise that it's a bit, the white balance isn't great on this video. It's just that it was the first swing of the day and I hadn't quite changed the camera settings, but it was the one that we'd monitored from the first swing today. So you can see there, takeaway goes back inside, very inside, gets to the top of the swing and has to make this massive change of direction at the top of the swing to get the club coming back anywhere near where it needs to be. So after a bit of a roasting, we started making some changes. So the first change we worked, so I gave some manual instruction here to Liam. I had this alignment stick just under the shaft, and what I was trying to get him to do here was just introduce this wrist hinge, get the wrist hinging up more. And I was explaining to Liam, it's got to feel exaggerated, it's got to feel slightly silly, it's got to feel a little bit ridiculous, because feel and real are so different. They are so different, it's untrue. I've got a new training aid in the academy. I've got a device called Gabe Golf, and it's got these ball bearings in the shaft, and as you lift the club up, the ball bearings move down the shaft. It's ideally used for tempo, so you're not supposed to do your downswing until you hear those ball bearings hit. I was actually getting Liam to get the ball bearings to work very early in the swing. Let me see if I can show that. In fact, I can show it with this last swing. Here we go. So I was trying to get Liam to hinge the club up so these ball bearings would hit the grip end of the golf club early. Here, right here. Here, perfect. Now that is ridiculously exaggerated. Ridiculously exaggerated. But it is what's needed sometimes to make significant changes. If we don't exaggerate it, changes don't happen quick enough. And then when we take it on the golf course, it's just not there. It's not visible when we need it. You've got to make big changes. So then we needed a little blocker. So I put this cardboard box here, one of the old club boxes that I get sent, and I said, right, you've got to take the club back straight here, and then hinge the wrist. Straight, then hinge. Straight, then hinge. This is the exaggeration. This is the exaggeration. In reality, this is the swing, and I love this swing change there. I think he's done a great job. Avoiding the box, bring the club back straight. So important. Watch this, okay? Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now the shaft is not over the top of the golf ball. From this point then, it's the wrist set that needs to take place. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is so good. That is so good. You can see this club now riding up the right arm instead of dropping behind. Getting to the top in a much stronger position. We need a bit more shoulder turn here, which we'll come to next time. And then downswing, as much as this is not perfect yet, the gap between downswing and backswing and downswing is smaller. We're a little bit outside at the moment, but hitting nice shots. But that gap is much, much smaller than what we had it. Liam's got to monitor this, and I don't think we need to keep the session between last time and this time so far apart. We need to try and get you booked in for about 2 weeks' time, and that's my fault. I've been travelling, but we need to do 2 weeks from today, just so we can get this movement grained in. We really do. Feel and reel is so ridiculously different. It really is, and I can relate to that firsthand. Feel and reel is so different. I published a video on my channel recently working on something similar in the takeaway, trying to get it more wrist hinge and set. I love that change. That is so good. And the club never ever drops behind the hands. It's always working up. So much better. Liam, you've got to work hard on this. You've got to watch this video over and over and over again. Got to be positive in the changes. It's going to take time. It's only February, start February now. We're aiming for March, April to be hitting form. So you've got 6-8 weeks to get this absolutely nailed on. So you're not trying, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You've got to take your time and make the changes when it's appropriate, and then by the time you hit summer, you are flying, ready to go. You're not going to get down to 5 now. You're going to get 5 from April onwards. Good work today. Worked hard. I gave you some grief because I need you to perk up and make some good swing changes, but I feel like you need that. You know, it's important to do that sometimes. Good work today. Great session. I look forward to seeing you soon.